Okada may have hit his opponent with the Rainmaker, but after watching AEW Collision, we feel like we've been hit with the Painmaker. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and we are in pain, but we are committed. We are here, and as always, we will be reviewing AEW Collision, this time for the 9th of March 2024. Tonight, we got to see the big in-ring debut of Okada, the big $4.5 million star. He's not in the main event. He's not in the opener. He slots into the second match on the card in a shite 6-man tag with the Bucks and 3 guys that we've never fucking heard of.
But anyway, guys, you know the score. Saturday nights are for fighting, but Sunday mornings are for reviewing. So let's get stuck straight into this great show.
I like a mile.
Shane Taylor taking on Bryan Danielson. What a match this was. What an instant classic. Big.
Well, you missed out an important factor there.
With Leo Moriarty.
That's it.
That's the one. That is the one. Daniel Bryan wins, folks. Shane Taylor, it just looks like a big sack of shite. Right? Let's just call a spade, and that's what he is.
Remember when you actually had big, like, imposing guys that were, like a Mark Henry, right? Big, but he's, like, the silverback. Like, this Shane Taylor's just a big fat guy.
Aye.
See, if you're going to be fat, and that's your gimmick, then you need to be, like, Big Daddy V fat. I've heard people say, oh, so, like, Omega's gimmick was fat, or shit like that, and they excuse Eddie Kingston. It's like, fuck no, Eddie Kingston's gimmick isn't he's fat, though. He just happens to be a fat guy.
Aye, that's pretty much it.
If your gimmick's going to be your fat, then you need to be fat, like Big Daddy V, Yokozuna.
Like Tommy Dreamer, right?
His gimmick hasn't been fat, he's just a lardass.
Aye, and he's been pretty much a lardass for like 15 years. I don't think in his prime he was ever fat. He was never Eddie Kingston. He was out of shape at best.
Aye, but Tommy Dreamer's gimmick isn't, I'm going to use my weight because I'm a fat man against you.
No.
He just happens to be a fat man, just like Eddie Kingston's a fat man.
At least he covered it up, though.
He did.
But Daniel Bryan covered up Lee Moriarty with a 1-2-3 with a knee. And then what happens, Governor? I'll tell you what happens, Governor. That jobber, Big Man Will Ospreay, I say Big Man Will Ospreay, comes out wearing this like green rugby tracksuit thing. And he calls Daniel Bryan a slag, right? And it got no pot whatsoever. And see, when you actually break this, it makes no fucking sense. Does Daniel Bryan sleep around calling him a slag?
Yeah, slag is normally a word that in the UK you would associate with a female that sleeps around a lot. And I just don't, or like whores herself out. Does Daniel Bryan do that?
Yeah, but this is obviously just, I'm British, right? English, whatever. I'll try and use some...
Throw out some buzzwords and they won't have a clue what I'm saying.
William Regal never used the British language or remarks in a way that didn't make sense.
No.
He wouldn't call someone a peasant who wasn't. He didn't call Vince McMahon a peasant. Because guess what, folks? Vince McMahon was mint it.
Aye, Vince McMahon's the furthest thing from a peasant. We're all peasants.
He would call like Spike Dudley peasant.
Aye.
Because that makes sense. Oh, that little bloody tit rag. This doesn't make any sense, right? But anyway, do you want to wrestle Daniel?
What would William Regal have called Eddie Kingston out of curiosity?
Oh, that fat, smelly bastard.
Anyway, Daniel Bryan has something he wants to say, and he also has a question for Will Ospreay. First, he welcomes him to AEW. Second, he asks him, do you want to wrestle? And Ospreay says yes. So there you go. We've got a match for the next AEW pay-per-view without any build-up, any real reason. It's just 2 technical wrestlers going to have a technical match.
It's a disgrace, right? When would this happen when wrestling was good? See, you look at any feud in the past, obviously Triple H is a mark, right? Maybe recently they've done it, but look at, like, The Rock Cena. It's Rock cost him the match against The Miz. This is fucking garbage, man. Wrestling's so much more than this, and I will just never like AEW for this reason alone. It's pathetic, shouldn't happen, but this is Mark's wet dream. Because see their eyes, right? See, to get these dream matches, there just has to be as simple as this. Some guy comes out, he's like, do you want to wrestle? Yes. See, back in the day when you wanted dream matches, the story had to fucking fit. The foot had to fit the shoe. But see this, I hate this.
And people are saying there's plenty of reason for a story, and you can still add the story. They've got 5 weeks. Shouldn't the reason they be fighting is because there is a story?
Yep.
Rather than, here, let's book the match and then we'll find a story somewhere.
No, what is the story going to be for the next couple of weeks though?
Wait, but why is Bryan Danielson not like, nah, you know what, I'd rather fight for the world title?
Is he not a heel?
No, but why
wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he say that?
Why are these guys wasting their time fighting each other for nothing when it makes no sense to me? But anyway, match number 2, it's the Elite versus John Cruz, Liam Gray, Adrian Atlantis. Okada makes his makes his in-ring debut. I mean, three fucking...
Well, you say that? He's already had matches in AEW.
Well, since he signed, it's three absolute bums. Three guys that...
And that's just the elite.
Yeah, well... No, but these guys look like Adam Cole, man. It's... What the hell? Anyway... It was shit, absolute shit. Hits the Rainmaker, doesn't look like a good finisher at all. And then Eddie Kingston runs out. Then he gets helped by some guy in a mask and a fucking hoodie.
Eddie Kingston falls over like a big fat bum, man. His beer belly hanging out this hoodie. You know the way in the hoodie you've got the two pocket bits, like where your stomach is? His bit just fucking covers it. He can no room in those pockets.
And then the bastard Pac is back. Pac comes out, he attacks him. Him and Okada stare off against each other. We're getting a "This is awesome" chant with Nigel McGuinness. Take my money! Take my money! I mean, fuck off.
How much? No, but it's...
What a nerdy
How much
bastard.
money does Tony Khan pay these guys to come out with shit like this?
Did you ever recall Jim Ross saying "take my money"? Like a fucking little mark.
No,
see when
JR said, "Oh, I wish it was WrestleMania tonight. I want to see this match."
See when Austin and Rock were face to face, was JR ever screaming like a little fucking nerdy bitch? Take my money! I mean, no, did he fuck?
Of course he was.
What a load of pish.
Absolutely. But talking of pish, Mariah May takes on...
Wait, no, let me go again. You just say that challenge that Eddie Kingston threw. Pish.
But there is a challenge for next week. The Bastard is back, and next week he'll be in the ring as well. It's Penta, Pac, and Kingston against the Elite. Oh, can't wait for that match. Champing at the bit. See this gimmick, though, that Collision is the home of tag team wrestling?
Home of six-man tags?
No, it's actually embarrassing. See in AEW, there's not one person in a fucking faction. Apart from Joe. Even, like, what do you call him? Swerve Strickland. He's even got, like, two guys with him. It's actually... It's pathetic, I'll tell you what, that's what it is.
Six-man tags have never been over, though.
No.
Like, you can see WWE, there would only really be a six-man tag when it was like factions going against each other, or if there was like
three against three heels,
or if it was like three individual feuds or something like that, or like a tag team feud and a single feud, and then they mix them together for a one-off match. But see in AEW, they actually have like probably 8, 9, 10 different sets of three trio tags. I don't get it. Anyway, up next it was Maria May taking on Trish Adora. She's dressed in Toni Storm's old gear. Toni Storm. Alright, first of all, Maria May wins. Toni Storm is dishing out the Tony Awards, and Maria May wins it. I'll give Maria May, whatever. I will give Toni Storm and this gimmick that she's doing with Mariah May and the other guy credit. I think it's probably the best thing that AEW's ever done with their women's division. It's probably one of the most entertaining things. And I think she's really played into the gimmick, Toni Storm, so I give her credit. She's doing alright.
I'll give her credit. Absolutely. No, I actually will.
The way
sarcasm here, I think it's the best
she's like,
thing
see the way she's so over the top and stuff, and I like the way they commit to like the black and white. And
yeah. No, here. It's a shame they can't do that for more people.
Deonna Purrazzo comes out, attacks her, but then it's a 2-on-1 beatdown, and that's it really. So the DDT Purrazzo on the stage, and that was it. Match 4, we've got Nick Wayne versus Adam Priest. Nick Wayne wins. After the match, Edge attacks Christian. He had a mask on.
It's a right quick match, folks, for a couple of weeks away between Edge and Christian. So I mean, that should be a good match, but I don't know. I feel like this feud's almost getting dragged out every week.
I think Edge is running AEW's been shite, but that's my opinion. But you know what? I hope he's making a lot of money. I hope it's worth it. End his career wrestling AEW. I just think Edge, with not long left, the guy said that he's going to do 2-3 more years max. Why not just go out on a high in the WWE rather than go out, in my opinion, on a low in AEW? So yeah, disappointing, but whatever. Hopefully Edge is happy. We get match 5. It's Lionheart, Chris Jericho. So I thought Lionheart was coming back for 1 week. Apparently now it's a thing. This isn't Lionheart, Chris Jericho. This is 52-year-old, out of shape, flabby, old, slow Chris Jericho. It's not Lionheart. Lionheart was his gimmick in ECW when the guy was just coming through the ranks and he was a 25-year-old kid and he was still new in the business and he was learning and he wasn't experienced. There's no gimmick here.
No, it's just simply a name, and we've seen it multiple times with Seth Rollins. He's changed up here. There's a lot more people as well. Back to the previous guy which we were talking about, which was the Rated R Superstar. It has sucked. It's not even like Edge went here with the promise of like a world title feud or match or reign. He's feuding with Christian for a jobber belt. Christian's done well with it, right? But see, as soon as he loses it and Edge doesn't have that belt or whatever, it's back to some jobber in AEW.
It's going to be a nothing title.
Yeah, so I thought I had to say it about Edge, and I'm not going to lie, I don't think WWE were doing particularly great with him towards the end either, but...
No, they weren't, but I mean, still...
It's probably better than what's happening to him.
What would you rather, retire with a WrestleMania...
The Cope Open.
Do you want to retire with a WrestleMania match, or retire in AEW wrestling a bunch of bums? So... That tells me everything I need to know. Then the DIY FTR came out.
We're the best wrestlers in this business. Best tag team of all time.
They turned around and said they could easily they could easily say they're the best tag team ever. No, you could not. You lying, fucking boring, vanilla, generic bastards. There's nothing great about yous. And we basically find out that there's going to be a tag team tournament for the belts. I mean, who cares at this point? Who the hell cares about tag team wrestling or FTR or AEW for that matter? Match number 6, Angelico with Sertapinko versus Mystikio. I mean, Mystikio wins.
No, Tony Schiavone called one of them by the wrong name.
Well, do you fucking blame him?
No, I don't.
Bunch of fucking specs and masks. Let's just move on. I don't care who fucking won. Match number 7, Street Fight. House of Black versus Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and Jeff Jarrett. Alright, so I guess Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Mark Briscoe have turned face. I thought they were heels, but where's the big guy, Shatnam Singh? I guess he shot himself. I don't know, he wasn't there. Right, so there's a spot where Sanjay Dutt he's like crawling up the ramp. Julia Hart comes out. She pours gasoline all over him, and then she's got this lighter. And if she lights a lighter, if she puts it on Sanjay Dutt, then he's going to go up in flames. He's going to burn to death or whatnot. I mean, this is pretty much murder attempt here. And then we see Karen Jarrett, but Sanjay just not doing anything. Then Karen Jarrett comes out walking slow, like a slow walk. Alright, it was a little bit purpose. Right? She walked with a bit of a purpose, but still, if a guy's about to get fucking set on fire, shouldn't you be running to make the save?
Exactly. I mean, you're talking life and death here.
Karen Jarrett runs out, hits Buddy Murphy with a low blow from behind. Julia Hart watches on, spins around, does like a 180 to position herself. Karen Jarrett helps up Sanjay Dutt. And then Sanjay Dutt just stands there, and Julia Hart comes up and kicks him in the nuts, and it's like, hold on here. We got to a stage now in wrestling where we know it's a piss take, and we always say it's ridiculous and makes zero sense the way the men just stand around the women, unable to defend themselves, just let the women attack them, let the women cost them matches, etc. I mean, that's one thing, but are we really at the point now in wrestling where Sanjay Dutt is going to just stand there and allow Julia Hart to set him on fire rather than defend himself?
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing, like we said, with like ring posts on SmackDown when Bobby Lashley doesn't want to fire Karrion Kross into Scarlett, but to actually openly want to burn to a crisp because you're afraid of attacking her. I mean, I say attacking a woman, you don't even necessarily need to attack her. What you need to do is just split yourself up and send her the other way, but can't even do that. It's pathetic, it's embarrassing, it's actually killing wrestling. I mean, there's a lot of bad things in wrestling, but I would argue this is right up there. Would you agree with that?
I think so. Match was a wee bit fun. The fire on the table, though, was shite. So they couldn't get much fire on it. And then when they do put him through the table, there is like no selling. They instantly get up, throw him in the ring, and get the cover. It's like, what the fuck are they doing? You've just put this guy through a flaming table, and there's like no reaction, no selling. Just lifted him up as if it was a normal move, tossed him in the ring, and got the quick 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it looked like an awful table spot because not only was there not enough flames, right, they get him up straight away and throw him in for a pin. I didn't see Edge doing that to Foley, right? See when Terry Funk and Mick Foley, another Mick Foley, see when they get stuck in the barbed wire at One Night Stand, did Tommy Dreamer come out, lift them both up by the plywood and get them in the ring for a pin? No, man, you need to sell. Like, what good's doing that big impactful move, man? I mean, there's some examples, right, where it gets the piss taken out of it. Look at Triple H Booker T at Mania 19. He took far too long for the pin there, right? But there's some moves that just require that amount of time for the pinfall, and this is one of them. And they just get him in the ring within 3 seconds and pin him. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd like to give the match credit, but at the end of the day, the ending there with the lack of selling and the spot where Sanjay Dutt is basically just going to allow himself to get burnt to a crisp because he doesn't want to physically defend himself against Julia Hart because she's a woman, that just takes that takes me out of the wrestling bubble. That's not believable for me. No one's going to stand around and just hope that this woman doesn't, set them on fire. That's just not the case, right? It's bullshit. I've said for... I've said for a while now, if they don't have I've said for a while now, if they don't want the men to have any sort of physical interaction with the women, then let's just not have men and women in the same fucking segments, same matches or whatnot, because it's retarded. You can't tell me that a guy would not physically defend himself to a woman that was potentially going to set him on fire. It's fucking retarded.
Come on. They dig themselves into this corner. I mean, it's fake for fuck's sake, man. It's not a real life scenario where, but then if it was real life, you would defend yourself, so I can't even defend it. I can't. Pathetic, man. Anyway, let's move on.
That was it. That's the end of the show, guys.
Jeff Jarrett looked like a bum, by the way.
Yeah.
And what's that guy? Mark Briscoe. He just looks like generic white trash.
I'll give a 1 out of 10. I like Tony Storm. I think Tony Storm's doing good work at the moment. But for me, that's it. That's the only thing I'm going to compliment on the show.
Tragic times when we're praising Tony Storm over the likes of Edge and Christian and people like that and Jericho. I mean, look what this show had, man. You have them. You've got Daniel Bryan, who I don't even like, but I mean, it's Daniel Bryan, right? You've got Jeff Jarrett.
You've got a lot of WrestleMania main eventers here.
Aye, and they couldn't main event a fucking local gym these days. Anyway, Trips, 1 out of 10. Till then, peace.